Dealing with the severe weather emergency has been produced in close cooperation with the National Weather Service, the Metropolitan Emergency Managers Association of the Greater Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and WUSA TV 11. Its goal is to review severe weather terminology, show some examples of weather that could be life-threatening, and explain how severe weather observations made by people like you will be passed on to officials in your county and eventually to residents of the Twin Cities metro area.
And this tape is not intended to replace the formal 4-hour Skywarn training course, which has joint state and federal sponsorship in Minnesota. As a matter of fact, formal Skywarn training is strongly recommended wherever possible to create a complete understanding of severe weather.
It should be pointed out that the vast majority of thunderstorms that rumble across Minnesota are not severe. But potentially dangerous storms usually have a signature, an atmospheric thumbprint. From a distance, they look like giant mushroom clouds, huge columns of moist rising air spreading out into a flat anvil cloud some 10 miles high. On the ground, there are tip-offs that the storm needs to be watched very carefully. Look for hail, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, lumpy bulges called mammatus clouds, and a strange greenish tint to the sky. Severe storms tend to rotate in a counterclockwise direction, and any dark lowering of the cloud base, along with rotation, should be noted. This may be the first sign of a wall cloud, which often precedes a tornado. Looking west, this is what you might see. A curtain of heavy rain and hail off to the right, but a rain-free cloud base to the left. Here, where the clouds are lowering towards the southwest, is where a tornado is most likely to form. Tornadoes are the most destructive storms on Earth. Winds can be anywhere from 125 to 350 miles an hour, producing almost total devastation. But it's important to remember that severe thunderstorms can spawn another killer: straight-line winds. A severe thunderstorm is approaching the weather observer at point A. Heavy rain and hail is creating a severe downrush of cool air. This is called a gust front, and winds here can easily top 100 miles an hour. This is what it might look like on the ground: blinding rain and hail, capable of shaking your car and downing large tree limbs. A tornado is most likely to form here. An observer at point B, in the direct path of the twister, would probably experience, in this order, gusty winds as the leading gust front arrives, then heavy rain, small hail, large hail, followed by the wall cloud and the tornado itself. An observer at point C would see very little weather to speak of, just a mild southerly breeze, a sprinkling of rain, and lots of lightning off to the north. Remember, tornadoes do not drop out of a clear blue sky. A severe thunderstorm is necessary. You have to watch that one right there. Doppler radar can sometimes detect regions of severe turbulence and rotating thunderstorms capable of producing straight-line winds or even tornadoes.
But of course, Paul, as we know, it's not perfect. Doppler helps us to pinpoint those thunderstorms that need to be watched, but does not take the place of your first-hand weather observations, of which we know are so important.
Okay, you're in your vehicle, out in the field, watching the sky carefully. What kinds of weather should you call in? Report 1, hail the size of a quarter or larger. 2, rain that can't be controlled by windshield wipers. 3, continuous lightning. 4, winds strong enough to rock your vehicle. 5, the existence of a rotating wall cloud. Or 6, the sighting of a funnel or tornado. Now be sure to include who you are, where you are, what you saw, and when you saw it.
6210 to dispatch. In the area of Highway 7 and 494, we have large tree limbs down, golf ball size hail. It appears to be moving eastward.
Try and keep your reports as brief and concise as possible. Don't exaggerate or editorialize either. This isn't the time for a speech. Dispatchers in your county will be gathering the most essential information and disseminating it to the National Weather Service, Highway Patrol, fire, and civil defense officials. Be precise and accurate. because the National Weather Service may issue a warning, and the sirens may be sounded based on your observation. It has to be right. If confirmed reports of a tornado or sustained winds of 75 miles an hour are received, the decision will be made to sound the outdoor warning sirens. In some communities where the latest alerting technology has been installed, sirens can be sounded for just those communities in the direct path of the storm. Consult with your local civil defense official to determine if your community has this capability. The outdoor warning sirens will alert the public to tune in to NOAA Weather Radio.
The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning effective until 11 a.m. for people in eastern Hennepin County.
The public will also have the option to tune into radio and TV stations in the Twin Cities metro area to find out just what's happening.
Near Faribault, those red areas are regions of heavy to potentially severe thunderstorm activity.
In communities where the new alerting technology is in place, the sirens can be sounded for hazardous fires and chemical spills too. If you come upon a chemical accident, be sure to report 1, your location and time, 2, the type of chemical believed to be involved, 3, the estimated wind direction and speed, 4, the expected duration of the crisis, and 5, what, if any, action is recommended. Should residents nearby evacuate, stay indoors, etc.? The information you provide may very well save lives, perhaps in your own neighborhood or town. Review of the severe weather terminology found in this presentation will help you determine the kinds of life-threatening events that need to be reported. With preparation, you and the greater Twin Cities area will be ready when severe weather strikes.